Hi, hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. You're in for a real exciting webinar. And before we kind of dive into the topic of the day, I just want to give a few seconds for everybody to join at the beginning here. And while we do that, I'm going to launch a quick poll just to get us started here. So the poll is now live, and the whole topic and the reason that we're here is all about talking about flexibility in the way that you sell, so the offer types that you're running. So we just launched a quick poll on how many different ways are you currently selling your product. So how many offer types are you currently running? Just to level set, want to see how you guys are currently selling your products. So and while you guys are answering, we'll share the results in a few seconds here. Let me introduce our panel of speakers today. My name is Valentina. I'm the product marketing manager here at LimeLight. I'm joined by Greg Austin, our awesome product owner and subscription billing subject matter expert. And of course, our guest speaker of the day. So happy you could join us today, Steven. He's the CEO of MyGreenFills. And they will introduce themselves in just a moment. So, okay, cool. Looks like a bunch of you guys voted. Let's share those results. Awesome. Yeah, okay. So it looks like the majority of people are using about 1 to 5 offer types, some 5 to 10, but really no more than that. So that's interesting, and that's great because today we will be sharing 16 different offer types that you could be leveraging. So perhaps some of you by the end of this webinar will be increasing the offer types that you use. So without further ado, let me dive into what we have for you guys today. Okay. So today, everybody, let's just level set and why we're all here today. We're going to present 16 ways to sell, or 16 different offer types. So really quickly, right? We all know the e-commerce industry is more saturated than ever now. And just think about the amount of times you've seen your competitors offering similar products, similar offers. The one offer fits all mentality really just isn't going to cut it anymore. So what we're here to talk about today is the importance of flexibility in billing and offers, and what are all those different ways that you could be selling your products, and what are some of the most successful e-commerce companies out there delivering. And we have a very successful e-commerce company here today. Steven will also be sharing what are those offer types that he's seen that have worked really well for him, and maybe some that have actually failed. And we've also are going to do a live demo of LimeLight's FlexBilling and FlexOffers, because once we share what all those different ways to sell your products, you probably want to know how to actually set those up within your platform. So we'll do a brief demo as well. So before we jump in here, I'd like Greg and Steven, why don't you guys introduce yourselves for everybody?
All right, thanks, Valentina. I'm Greg Austin, as she mentioned. I'm the product owner here at LimeLight, and just through hundreds of conversations with brand experts like Steven, along with some leaders in the industry for how they offer their product in the e-commerce realm, we've been able to really put our focus on building features to basically allow merchants to sell to their end consumer however they see fit. So this, requires customized offers for that audience. And that's really a lot of our focus the last few months has been, building features around that mentality.
You're the man.
Awesome, thanks, Greg. Steven, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? What is MyGreenFills? What do they do?
Sure. So we are in the subscription economy. We're a membership site. We sell eco, non-toxic cleaning products around the world now. So yeah, we have a pretty interesting company that's growing really fast.
Awesome, thanks, guys. So before Greg dives into the topic, I just want to cover some housekeeping items with everybody. You should see a Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. Please, 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 we love your questions at any time during the presentation. Feel free to post any question that you might have. I will be monitoring them throughout the entire webinar to make sure that we get to every single one of your questions. Either I will post the question live, and either Greg or Stephen or myself will respond, or I'll privately respond to you. And that's about it. There's also a chat icon at the bottom of your screen. If we have a link that we want to share with all of you, I will send it out through the chat, so be sure to look out for that as well. But that's kind of all the housekeeping items, so why don't we dive right in?
Okay. All right. So you've mentioned the word flexibility a couple times, and what does it truly mean to be flexible in billing and offers, and why does it matter to the bottom line, really? Products oftentimes have unique characteristics that allow one way of offering it to be more successful than another. So whether you're offering a risk-free trial, a subscription discount, or just a normal straight sale, it's going to be unique to the product that's being sold to how the end consumer is going to want to buy it. So just having a single product that's just, I'm always selling it as a risk-free trial, always selling it as a 30-day subscription, it doesn't always fit that mold. And we want really your products to be personalized to how they're being offered. So some of the components of the offer, we'll go through more of this later in the presentation, but we're going to kind of look at those specific pieces of an offer that makes each of those offers unique to that product set. We'll also go over some of the most common offers, as well as Valentina said, is how to configure them within our platform. So we're going to go over kind of some of the most used offer types and how to set those up in LimeLight. We'll also go over some of the best practices to creating the offers in a structured way. And really, these best practices are focused around getting the best out of our reporting and analytics. There's tons of different workarounds that people can use for pieces of our system, but we really want to communicate those best practices for how to set some of this stuff up, because that's really what truly plays with our analytics platform as well. And then we'll go over some actionable insights. So we'll actually look at some of those metrics within analytics, so you can kind of get that A/B test of this offer is more profitable than this offer, or where your success and failures are happening within your business. So why does flexibility in billing and offers matter? As I said before, the right offer delivered to the right audience is really the key driver to increasing conversion and customer acquisition. We've learned through many studies that free trials tend to create the most signups. A lot of our current clients, as well as some of the new ones we brought on, they live in this kind of free trial world. And knowing the consumer is receiving a product for free and has kind of a low risk of returning the product and not actually losing money on that, that really drives customer acquisition, because it's kind of the mentality of why not? Why wouldn't I try this product out? It might be successful. If I don't like it, it's at no cost to me. So we've realized that free trials really create the most signups and really are a key driver in customer acquisition. Some of the things that help reducing churn, there's a number of practices that help reduce churn, offering us incentives to users to retain on the subscription, like promotional offers or discounts, or by allowing the consumer to pick the best offer that fits them. Oftentimes we'll see is instead of the merchant trying to pick, hey, I know this guy's going to buy in this way, it's letting the end user pick how they want to buy it. So you have a single product, but to the end user, they can buy it as a one-time buy. They can sign up for a 30-day subscription, a 60-day subscription, really pick the frequency that best fits their lifestyle. And I know, Stephen, you do a ton of that, where you kind of allow the end user to, pick the offer that fits them as well.
Absolutely.
And some of those things is, it guarantees trust. Talking to Stephen, he has a very, very interesting way of allowing a customer to return or refund a product. And I'll let him tell you about it before I spoil the details too much.
Sure. So in our initial box, for those who are not familiar with our company, we've kind of reinvented a laundry room. we send people an empty laundry jug once, and then we auto ship concentrated refills in the mail on a membership. And then you add water to the jug and you shake it up. So we've taken typically a disposable piece of plastic and turn it into a lifetime warranty package. So that's, by and large, and that creates a very unique and challenging situation that LimeLight helped us overcome. So getting that initial box to people is very expensive, right? So we usually go red on that initial acquisition just to acquire the customer. Like, so from shipping, logistics, the packaging, all that included. So we've taken it a step further, and when people get members get a initial box, we actually include a postcard. I can actually, can I share my screen? Would it help to see that?
Yeah.
Let me, let me know if you guys can see this okay.
Yep.
So this is an example of a postcard. So, we do run a free trial per se. And, when we send people a big box of stuff, and even if it's not on a trial and they did buy initial box, we give them, this postcard gets paper clipped to an actual return, a prepaid return label that only gets paid when it's a scan based return. But they get this thing and it's paper clipped to it. And, we would love to keep you in the family forever, like seriously, but we'll still love you like family, even if you want to leave us. And for any kind of copywriters out there, there's a little NLP, neuro-linguistic programming in here. If you just look at the red, so love forever, seriously, even if you want to leave. So we basically, so for cancellations, we even give people the ability with a prepaid shipping label to send it back to us. Now, originally, I told a few of my friends, I'm going to include a prepaid. No, you could take a screenshot of this if any of you guys want to take a screenshot and hack this postcard, by all means. But takeaway message is, a few friends are like, oh my goodness, you are going to lose your butt on this, right? You're giving people the ability to actually ship it back and you're giving them a label. And I said, yep. And they said, you're out of your mind. I said, yep. And hit in the chat there. Take a guess. What's the percentage of people that actually use that and ship it back? I'm just curious. We have a lot of smart marketers that are on this call and this webinar right now. I'm just curious, Valentina, what's the percentage of people that actually use it and ship stuff back? We can't hear you because you're on mute. It would help if you unmute.
Sorry, people are saying things.
The chats are flowing in.
People are saying 20, 12, 8%.
And that's what everyone's telling me. Dude, you were going to lose your butt. Other 4-letter words. It's under 2%.
Wow.
Right? So under 2% of people actually ship the products back, that mechanism. If you saw, like, basically we bring you, if you actually want to cancel through one of those offers, we bring you through a phone funnel with scripts and, somebody trained in my trained call center where, like, hey, why would you want to leave? Like, I was having a great day. Like, literally, I pick up the phone all the time. By the way, CEOs on the call, pick up the damn phone, right? Like, talk to your customer. I love talking to our members. And like, I was having this amazing day, and now, like, I don't even know how to live anymore. You're leaving. Tell me why. And we go through this whole process. And it's like, hey, I didn't want this. We don't use fabric softener. And people would just cancel their subscription because they wouldn't want a fabric softener. And they were going to ship back the fabric softener. Like, no, actually, you know what? Just pay it forward, give it to a friend. I'll discount, I'll refund you the price of the fabric softener. Your membership is modified. You'll never get billed for that again. So literally that has a less than 2% churn on that piece right there. So if you believe in your products, if your products are good and you're selling good stuff that people want, and if you're willing to build that reciprocity and actually create that value and stick your neck out there, you'd be surprised how many people don't do it because of that relationship.
Hey, Stephen, we have a few people asking if you could if you could share your screen again with the postcard. Didn't have a chance to screenshot it. Everyone's loving your postcard. Well, there you guys go. Well, Stephen, while people are doing that, so what sorts of business results have you seen from doing things like this and letting your customers buy the way they want to?
Well, it's incredible, right? I mean, I think, the days are changing so quick. The industry is pivoting so quick, and it's because, again, you started off, Valentina, by talking about saturation, right? The e-commerce economy, subscription economy is not a new thing, and it's not going anywhere for a while. And as a result, right, the psychology of the common user that subscribes to products and offers and brands has changed, right? They've been burnt, they've been lied to, they've been scammed, their cards have been hacked. I mean, like they've been scammed, their emails have been stolen. Like, people are very, very leery. So we take a position of like serious, like we talk about love and family and movement and community. We never use the word customer. Like, I have a member experience team. I don't have customer service, because I believe members are on the inside looking out. Customers are always on the outside looking in. So it's a complete paradigm shift of how do you create a movement, and get people part of something.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as flexibility, I mean, we do lots of different things because everyone has like their love language. Some people are like, hey, just make it super simple for me. I want a prescribed bundle. I want to hit a bundle. And that's where we bring a lot of like cold traffic simple through. But on the retail, if that didn't like make you happy, well, let me give you a little more control. You can build your own box, build your own bundle, or on the back end, mix, match, upgrade, downgrade. Like, we try so many different things just so like we put the control in their users' hands, because they feel like they really are part of something and they're not like confined to a box.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and it's interesting along that, back to the refund, you would think that offering an ease of return, a frictionless return almost, would increase returns. But, there's another case study that I actually kind of did, where a single offer, they were offering a single product for $197. And it wasn't really written into the terms and conditions that you could refund it. If you bought it, you bought it. If you didn't like it, it was money lost. If somebody called in and complained, they would refund the product to them and also, issue a refund in the full amount. But by upfront allowing you to have a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee, they actually saw that they had an increase of sales of 22%. So that's an increase of conversion of 22% just because people feel better about making that purchase, knowing they can get their money back. And, when that starts to play with refunds, as, Steven's postcard showed, is, that, well, offering something like that may increase my refunds. This person actually saw their refunds go from 10% to 12%. So it actually increased their refunds, but by increasing their conversion by 22%, their overall margins were, increased by around 8%, I believe. So it's just, you got to kind of play with acquisition, retention, but then also building that customer trust to allow them to return something if they don't like it.
Cool. So now that we know why it matters, let's dive into what we mean by billing models and offer types.
Right. So we've called it billing models, whatever you want to call it on your side, billing models, subscription plan, billing frequency. It's just basically the schedule in which somebody's going to be billed and or shipped product. And those can be independent from one another. They don't necessarily have to always be the same date when you're billing and when you're shipping. So the most important piece of that revenue building strategy is the billing scenario that you're allowing somebody to opt into. So a fixed billing, which is very much a single purchase or a one-time charge, or in this industry, sometimes we call them a straight sale. The use case really is, this is best for purchase that are kind of purchased as one-offs. A lot of people will run straight sales for their upsells, their cross-sells. Sometimes they'll even support a cart structure where they're allowing straight sales to go in. But really the benefit that you're getting is this is a good model if you want to, kind of test demand for new products, is you want to see how many people are buying that new product, and also give the chance for people to try out maybe products that are a little outside of their realm. They're not necessarily ready to sign up for an ongoing subscription, but maybe they'll buy a small sample size, or, buy that product as a one-time, kind of willing to eat the cost to try out that product. And then we get into the heart of subscription, which is the recurring billing model. So this refers to billing by cycle, and this is the most typical one we see. Bill every 14 days, every 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's really, it's going to be relative to the initial purchase. So everybody's on their own plan. Everybody gets rebilled at their own unique time, depending on when they first opted into that subscription. And that seems to be the most frequently used one. This is best for products that are purchased, periodically, and also products that are going to be needed periodically. So for Steven's instance of, laundry detergent, laundry products, is everybody does laundry. Everybody runs out of their laundry products. Everybody needs a refill of laundry products. And that's really where subscription model plays in, is this person is going to be a lifetime member because they're always going to have to do their laundry. There's always going to be a need for that product. And then you get into some hybrids, which Steven works very closely with. His main product is usually a subscription, but he does a lot with cross-sells and upsells that are kind of, one-offs and one-time sales that allow people to add on to those ongoing subscriptions. So Steven, if you want to kind of highlight some of the, some of the things you do with that hybrid billing model.
Yeah, and since we've migrated over to you guys, which has given us now we're we can actually have a lot of fun, because we're not constrained by software anymore. Our upsell sequence is really a if this then that journey. So upsells or downsells. So right now we drive most of our traffic to a couple different free plus shipping offers. 50 free loads plus shipping, a washing machine cleaner. We're releasing a few more in the coming this month, if we can actually, our manufacturing team can keep up with a couple products at our scale. So we're launching a few different front ends, but basically free plus shipping, we capture the payment, and then based on what you purchased, we then try and sell you one of our bigger bundles, a prescribed bundle. If you say yes to that, we then offer you to buy 2 more months in advance and get another month free. And then in turn, we then via API change their billing cycle to the next time they get billed is 90 days out. So we're giving people the ability to get an extra month free if they pre-purchase another couple months. If they say no to that, then we offer to then sell them buy 2, get free of the single thing they purchased. So if it was a washing machine detox cleaner, if it was 50 free loads of laundry soap, we'll offer, since you already said yes, you like this, and the take rate on the downsell is incredible, because you're basically saying, you already made a buying decision on this one thing, right? And for the supplement Nutri guys, the game, right? Sell more of the same exact thing. So the downsell works really well. So basically that first upsell sequence is to pre-purchase a few months. Then we have another product, which is our bleach alternative. We sell that at $19 per unit SKU. So it's $19 for one, $19 each for 2, so $38. And for $1 extra, you can get 3. That's a non-subscription item. That is a one-time only purchase. The take rate on the 3 versus the 1 is like night and day. So that's not a reoccurring piece. That's a one-time only offer. And then we have kind of what we call our BAB offer, the big ass box on the back end. And it's a super low take rate, but it's like $200 worth of laundry detergent. And it's great. I mean, so we have, so based on what people are doing, they say yes or no to, we take them through a different journey. And it's working really well. So it's a hybrid between, as Greg was saying, subscription, continuity offers, as well as one-time only offers, incentivizing people to buy more of something.
So then we get into the offer, and really the offer is a compilation of all these things. It's the product you're selling, the price you're selling at, so basically what you're selling, and then it's what we talked about before, when you're selling. When is the frequency of this? Is it a one-time purchase, or is it a subscription, and what is the frequency of that subscription? It also communicates where you are selling. So in our system, we're kind of a multi-campaign management system. It allows you to really pinpoint your offers towards the avenue that you're selling on. So you can have the same offer that spans across multiple campaigns, and in our system, it allows you to really pinpoint, what marketing channels are most successful for you to driving sales on that offer. And again, how you're selling is going to be a campaign level thing. So, what country are you selling in? What's your terms of shipping? How much are you charging for shipping? And then, all of your third-party providers are hooked in at that level as well. So
Hey, yeah, we had a question. Steve or Greg, you guys can answer. How many options are too many? Do people get frustrated with too many up or down sells for one transaction?
Want me to take that one?
yeah, that's probably a question more for you.
Yeah, I think the answer to that question is yes and no. Here's a couple of things so right now we have anywhere between 3 and 4 upsells after a front end offer. And that, people like, that sounds like a lot, but here's a couple of things that we did to combat that. One, the UI and the design, the UX of that back end is like that opening video, actually it's me, right? So I'm pitching the whole back end is, hey, in the next 4 screens, right? Or the next 3 screens, so we have custom videos for different pages. I'm going to share with you things that are not available on our website. They're not available anywhere online, but because we're shipping you this initial box and we have all the shipping costs that get this to you, I'm going to pass all the savings of all the cost of me shipping it in the future. I'm going to pass those savings directly to you. So please watch the next 3 or 4 pages. So that's one thing. So in the video, we're talking like I'm already pre-suading and letting people know in advance, right? Hey, you're going to see 3 or 4 screens after this. Second thing is, exclusive offer 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4. So again, we're letting the user know what to expect. I think the worst thing that people want is like, hey, I'm trying this thing for free. And now it's like, who loves like a co-reg offer or like path offers where you're like, you feel like you're trapped, you never leave. You don't know where you are in the journey. I think if you don't tell people, you got a problem if it's 1 upsell or 2. So whatever it is, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we've tested 4 is the absolute max. It doesn't. If you say 1 of 10, people are gone, right? So 4 is like that we've tested in our market. 2 an eco mom, female audience. 4 is like the max before we get a lot of buyer, funnel fatigue. But let people know through that journey via video and via copy, whether it's a widget, a progress bar, something, where they are in that process so they're not like totally freaked out and pissed.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Thanks for the insight, Stephen. So we have another question from Doug. Please address how easy it is to perform the analytics on many offers. So Doug, if we will address your question. It's part of today's webinar. We actually have some key metrics to track the analytics on your offers, and we will share those metrics and best practices for tracking them. So stay tuned.
Yeah. And to just briefly kind of address that is, it would have the same granularity as a campaign would have. It's being currently kind of implemented into analytics because it is a relatively new feature, but it would, be able to pivot as a dimension the same way campaign does. So as you track things on a per campaign basis, you would be able to track things on a per offer basis. But we'll get into some of those specific metrics later on. So just going over some of the common offer types. You guys are, well aware of the trial offer, the risk-free trial offer. I'm going to also kind of show you how to configure those within the new billing models and offers within our platform. But just going over the 2 different trial offer types, there's actually 3. The first one being just the $0 trial. There's no charge. There's no, 14-day charge. It's just try this product out for $0. Typically, this is used when you have a smaller version of the product you'll be offering. So for instance, I have, a 6-ounce bag of coffee. My normal subscriptions is 16 ounce. But I'm going to allow anybody to grab a free sample of my coffee blend. You get the 6-ounce completely free of charge, no questions asked. But then 14 or 30 days later, you're now on a retaining subscription for my 16-ounce bag of coffee. So that's really where those play in, is if you have like a sample size or you have a free trial that you can, offer to allow people to try out what it would be like to be on a subscription. The risk-free trial is a little bit different. The risk-free trial with delayed billing, the way we kind of coin this is on day 0, you're sending out that trial product, $0, maybe some shipping cost included. On day 14, you're actually charging for the full price of that initial product. So I'm going to allow you to try it for 14 days, but then I'm going to bill you for it. I'm not going to ship you any additional product on day 14. It's just simply a charge. And then on day 30, I'm going to then ship and charge you for that product. And every 30 days, you'll be ship and charge going forward. So those are kind of the 2 different trial styles. The third one being a trial with a straight sale. So, you want to allow somebody to try out a product for, 30 days and then just bill them for it. And there's really no recurring subscription. It's just, try it. Maybe it's a vacuum cleaner, a more expensive product, a $200, $300 item that somebody might be a little bit more reluctant to purchase. So you're going to allow them to try it for 30 days before billing them. That's usually when that's the best use case for that.
Hey, Greg, we have a question about the risk-free trial. With your risk-free trial on the screen, you're charging on day 14 and day 30. Usually card brands require 30 days between charges, no?
Well, so this is where it gets interesting is oftentimes you'll see the same model, and to address that, oftentimes you'll see day 0 and then day 14 they'll charge, and day 45 they'll be shipped product again. The issue with that sort of structure is you're 45 days from shipping product again. So from day 0 to day 45, that customer hasn't received any more product. So depending on how your merchant accounts are configured and stuff like that, that would obviously have to play into that as well. But I see a bunch of people who run weekly subscriptions, bi-weekly subscriptions, and have no problem with recurring charges over that period of time.
Cool, thanks.
So did you want me to go into the configuration of these trial offers first, and then we'll go back to the next type of offer?
Yeah, I think that's a good
Okay.
way to go. Steven, did you have anything to add about how you use trial offers in your business?
We have tried so many different things. The simpler, the easier to identify for the user, the better. Then again, I'm in a female market. Male markets are a lot different as far as what how guys subscribe to stuff. But we've run reverse continuity, right? So ship a whole box, delay billing for 14 days. Pay for what you keep. And really right now our best converting thing is just one thing. I was running reverse continuity, shipping a $47 box for free. And then, pay for what you keep. And, and we lost our butt on it. I mean, it did well. But now, having one single thing, so 50 free loads, one single thing as a free plus shipping to earn that trust, build that reciprocity, is unequivocally like night and day from when we're running, big reverse continuity offers and all this other stuff.
Interesting. So kind of just, previewing our system, and for those of you who haven't seen these features, our existing clients, you will have to call into, support or your client success manager to get these features enabled. With our older version of the system, the subscription was actually configured right to the product. And for those of you who have been with us for a long time, that was a pain point for when you want to sell in multiple different ways. You'd have to duplicate SKUs to, accomplish different models, and, it's a little bit of a headache. So what we've done is we basically pulled the billing model out of the product. The billing model is its own entity. I've created a 30, 60, 90 day that I'm going to be using for to set up my offer. So I would just configure these billing models the same way you would configure them at the product level. Within here, you're just selecting the subscription type. Again, the bill by cycle seems to be the most frequently used one, so that's the one I'll focus on. Bill by date would allow you to bill on a specific day throughout the month. So if you have, all of your customers and their billing date isn't relative to their initial purchase, their billing date is just, I bill everybody on the 15th of the month, whether you signed up on the 3rd or the 10th or whatever. That's how you would set that up. And then the bill by day during the month that you want to bill on, you would set it up as a bill by day. But to focus on the bill by cycle, this is my 30-day. I've set up 30, 60, 90, as well as a straight sale. And when I go into the offers, I'm going to create a new offer. And you'll see that I have configured to this main offer, I've called it. I have the straight sale, which is just straight sale, no recurring. The 30-day, which is bill every 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. One of the incentives in here to get somebody to sign up for a subscription is it's kind of the concept of, subscribe and save, sign up to a subscription, receive a discount because you signed up to a subscription. So you could have the same product that you offer as a one-time sale, but to sort of incentivize, hey, get on this subscription, I'm going to now apply discounts to each one of those billing models. So I'm going to give you a 10% discount if you sign up for the 30-day. I'm going to give you maybe a 5% discount for the 60-day and a 5% for the 90-day. The more frequent you receive product, the more discount you're going to receive. Because you're essentially making more purchases over the lifetime of your subscription. So for this particular one, we talked about let's talk about the risk-free, because that seems to be the one people are looking most to set that up. So within the offer, you're going to add a trial. This offer has a trial component to it. My trial is going to be, you could make it contingent upon the billing model that's selected. So if I'm on a 60-day billing model, my trial duration would also be 60 days. Or you could just make it a standard, let's say 14-day trial, or in this case, let's do a 30-day trial. So when I initially purchased this trial, you'll see that the trial price is $0, which is configured here. This is how you override the product price. So if you have the same product that's being sold as a trial, but you want it to be purchased at a different price for the trial because it's a trial, you would do it as a custom price. And in this case, I did it as a risk-free trial at $0, no questions asked. When to charge. You have the ability to charge at the time of the order, which is kind of that first trial mode I showed you, which is, you're receiving product on day 0, and then you're receiving product on day 30 when the trial ends. But this is really the concept that a lot of people want to add, is they want to bill for the full price of that trial. So on day 0, I'm shipping you a trial, $0. On day 14, I'm going to actually bill you for that trial. So you'll see now on day 14, I'm going to charge you for the full product price that was purchased as the trial, but no new product will be shipped. And then on day 30, the trial would end. If you wanted to set this up to ensure you have 30 days in between those two billing modes, you'd basically set it up as a day 45. That way, between your day 14 and day 45, you now have a 30-day window. So that's kind of how you get that accomplished in this new format. Very simple to set up, and that's basically all the trial components you need to set up. Now, what you have to do within the products is you're going to configure the products that are going to be sold within this offer. So for this instance, I'm going to do, I got some cat toys and cat treats in here. I'm going to do, grain-free kitten treats and cat treats. That's going to be my trial offer to get somebody into this subscription. I'm going to enable this to be sold as a trial, and that's what this checkbox does here, is it basically says this product can be sold as a trial. These other two cannot. Through API, there isn't any limitation to what you can force as a trial, but this will actually control from the place order page which products can be selected as a trial. It alleviates a lot of customer service error of selecting a product that you didn't intend to be sold as a trial. And then I'm going to set up some recurring billing. So recurring is very easy for this type of offer for recurring. It basically means after this go ahead.
Yeah, why don't we go back to the slides for a second before we move on to subscription and talk about the different subscription offer types. So
got it. Okay. Okay, so those are kind of the trial components that you'll want to set up to accomplish that risk-free.
Yeah, so now we've gone through, 3 different trial offer types. So the next most common one is subscription. So I'll let Craig talk about
Yep. So subscription offer, if you don't have a trial at all, you just want to drop people into a recurring billing subscription. There's a couple different ways you can do this. Depending on your style of business, you might have a self-recurring, which is just traditional. They purchase this product, bill that product every 30 days. Or you might have more of a custom recurring schedule. This is good for products that have stages. So you have a step 1, step 2, step 3. And there's an expiration on, after step 3, or if you have a seasonal type of offer. So if you're kind of a, wine of the month club or, cheese of the month club, or you have a seasonal offer where I have a spring, summer, winter, and fall box, and I need those to recur into the appropriate box for the season, that's where the custom recurring would take effect. And then you have what's called the setup fee, the service charge up front. That's really, it's a more of a cost to sign up for my subscription than it is for the recurring payments. So to sign up for my member, and this is used a lot for member sites. So to sign up for my member site, it's $50. I'm only going to charge you $10 a month after that, but there's an initiation fee that you have to pay of $50. And I'll show you how to set up that service charge up front. And then there's the delayed shipping concept. So that's that. I want to bill on this day, but not ship until this day. So you're collecting payment up front for a ship in the future. So just diving in to those. Again, I'm in the same offer. I'm just going to remove some of the components of this offer. So now that we have a subscription offer, I have the option to buy it as a 30-day, a 90-day, a 60-day, and a 90-day. I'm not going to offer any discounts because this is just straight subscription. There's no such thing as a straight sale, so no need to incentivize people to buy it as a subscription. I'm going to do the same products. I'm going to remove my free ones. So I got a catnip ball and a catfish toy. And to just set up a self-recurring, you just simply self-recurring. This will remove the custom cycles if they were there. But self-recurring just means if either one of these products is purchased, depending on the billing model that's submitted, it will recur onto itself every 30, 60, or 90 days. That's the simplest one to set up. But let's say I'm going to throw, this isn't a real life example because I don't have, the appropriate products in here to set it up properly. But let's say I want to give somebody a different product every month. So I'm going to set up a subscription that's going to be placed on hold at the end of the life cycle. So depending on the initial product, my next product will be, I'm going to do my catfish toy, and then that will recur into my sleepgram. So what this essentially does is it gives somebody 3 cycles of 3 different products. So depending on their frequency, they're now going to receive 3 different products throughout the life cycle of that subscription. So they'll get an initial product, 30 days later, they'll get a different SKU, 30 days later, they'll get a different SKU. So if you want to deliver a different product each billing cycle to that consumer, this is the way you would set that up. And at the end of that cycle, you have a couple options. You can place the subscription on hold. One of the ones it's still in development, but it will be out next week, is the ability to start the subscription cycle over. So for a seasonal offer, you have a fall, winter, spring, summer. When somebody reaches summer, you need to start again. So that will be out very shortly. But you also have the ability to self-recur. So what this does, it allows you to go to 3 different stages and then just self-recur on that last one. So I get an initial product, I get a different product here, and I get a third different product. And once it reaches the Sleepgram 2-pack, it's just going to self-recur onto itself every 30 days. Or I can actually recur to a completely different product and place on hold. So this is really good if you're running installments and you have a end of installment product that you want to deliver to that customer. So, you paid for a $500 vacuum in four installments. Once you've paid your final installment, I might send you a free product. I might send you an additional product at the end of that, like a congratulations product for finishing. That's the way you would set that up there. And basically it would deliver that last final product and then stop the subscription at the end of that. So that's kind of the custom next recurring options. You also have the ability in self-recurring to expire it. Again, I use the installments for this one again, but if you have something that, is 6 installments and then the subscription's done. So once somebody's paid for 6 cycles, the subscription's done, it's taken care of. That's the way you would set that up there with a self-recurring with an expiration. To set up the setup fee, and this is one that the setup fee in our system sort of functions as the trial. It's a trial at a custom price because it's agnostic of the recurring billing. Instead, it's only for the first cycle. So the way you would do this is you would set up a custom duration of 30 days. I'm not going to do any delayed billing on this one. But for this, I have a product that cost, let's say, $10. But when it first initially gets purchased, I'm going to charge that person $59.95 to sign up for this subscription. It's an initiation fee, typically, like I said, used for membership sites. But that's sort of how you would accomplish that in our system. Is you would say, custom duration of 30 days, and I'm going to do a custom price of $59.95, and this will override the price of the product. And then after 30 days, when it recurs, it will then recur into the natural product price, which is only $10. So that's how you would set that up in our system as well. And any questions?
No questions on subscription offers, but Steven, did you want to share the different subscription offer types that you run?
Sure. So like I mentioned earlier, we're running our main kind of front end offer is 50 loads of our non-toxic laundry product for free plus shipping with a forced continuity of an $18 product on the reoccurring basis. On the front end, you go to MyGreenFills.com, check out our site, go through our funnel. We are very transparent about the rebill. There's no like number 3 font buried somewhere. We get very, very transparent up front. Our in-trial cancellations are, negligible compared to industry numbers. So that's our kind of main subscription offer. We have, we're just testing right now a non-continuity free plus shipping, which is our washing machine detox. When you use a conventional laundry detergent, crap gets built up inside your washing machine. So we actually clean out your washing machine from all of that residual slime. Once it's done, it's done. Like I can't, in good conscience, make that a reoccurring item because once we clean your washing machine, it's clean. So that is a one-time only offer, and then we upsell the subscription on the back end after the membership on the back end of that. And then we create your own box so that you can actually mix match. I can show you the screen. We can show you the UI that we built on top of LimeLight. If that's something if you guys are interested, you guys interested in me sharing my screen and showing some of the stuff that we built? Is that interesting to any of you guys? If so, just comment and I'll share my screen. I'll show you what we built. But basically, so we have prescribed bundles of different sizes. Those are your own boxes. We incentivize people to buy more. So a single SKU is $18. You could buy 3 of the same exact SKU. It's $12 a unit. Or you could buy 5 or more of the same SKU, and it's $9 a unit. Free shipping across the board. So we, have, again, give different points of entry for people to come in. And like mentioned earlier, so we have some other one-time only products in the back end, like our Oxy Boost, which is our bleach alternative, and then really big boxes as well. So, did that answer the question?
Yeah, thanks, Steven. So, Steven will be sharing his screen in just a little bit to show you guys how he's brought these different offer types to life with his business. But we just wanted to briefly first cover what are, 16 different offer types. So now we've shared quite a few here so far. We've shared a few different ways to run your trial, a few different variations on subscription, whether that's self-recurring or custom, or you're going to charge a setup fee up front. The next very awesome offer type that Steven actually leverages a lot here is a product bundle. So I'm going to let Greg describe what that means, some use cases, and show you guys how to configure that within the platform. And then Steven can speak to how he uses product bundles.
Yep. Yep. So within a single product, you for Steven's instance is they have what's called pre-built bundles. So a product SKU represents a group of products that are always within that box. So you can configure a pre-built bundle, and you're basically defining this bundle consists of these products. There's not a lot that changes with functionality within our system. We've had clients doing this for a long time because a product is just a single SKU, but there's no reporting of it, right? So what you're really missing for that is, this bundle got purchased, but you don't know how many of the individual products within that bundle are purchased. So when you're trying to recap inventory, you don't know how many are left. So by defining the products that are within that bundle within our system, we give you much better analytics and reporting on the products that are actually being purchased. And then the one that's very unique is the custom built bundle. And this can function a number of different ways. For somebody like Steven, he allows his end consumers to pick the products that they want in their next bundle. There's other brands and other businesses that kind of function as the experts, and they collect information on their consumers and pick the next recurring custom bundle that they believe would best fit their consumer. So that you can kind of put it on the consumer to define their products, or you can put it on yourself as the business as, hey, we know the algorithm to deliver the best products in the next custom bundle. So within our system, you set that up as a product. And I'm not sure how many people on this webinar have seen this yet, but when you set up a product in our system, you have the ability to add a single product or add a bundle. Now, when you add a bundle, you have the ability to say, is it pre-built or is it custom built? So as I kind of just described, pre-built basically assumes that everything that's configured to this bundle is always purchased when somebody purchases this bundle. So it's a box that's already put together. It's already on my fulfillment shelves. It has a SKU. That's how you set that up. Custom built is that dynamic build as you go kind of scenario. So select a vertical category. What Steven does a lot of is he does this per item pricing. So as he was kind of talking about is he does, $9 per SKU for the 3 SKUs, $7 per item on the 5 SKU, or $5 per item on 7 SKU. And I know I got your numbers wrong, Steven, so don't kill me. But
okay. Just as long as they bill correctly, I don't care what you say.
So what's configured here is the amount you're going to be charging per item. So I might have a simple one that's just, it's $10 per item when you buy this bundle. Now I'm going to configure products that can be sold within this bundle, but I'm not necessarily defining the products that are in the bundle. What this does is it allows your end consumer to see the products that are available to be purchased within the bundle and add the SKUs that they want. So when you send this to us, you're sending us the bundle ID, but you're also sending us the products within that custom bundle that says, hey, the consumer picked these products, as well as the quantities of those products that are being purchased. So as you see here, you don't define the quantity here. That's all dynamic on what the consumer wants. And Steven, I know you, for the 3 SKU bundle and the 5 SKU bundle, would you allow a consumer to purchase a quantity of 5 of a single SKU as that bundle?
Yeah. So in the build a bundle UI that we built, yeah. So a lot of people I don't use fabric softener or dryer sheet alternate. Like I don't use anything other than a laundry detergent. And we found a lot of people would, we'd open support tickets and people would message us like, hey, I don't want to have all this other stuff. I only use a detergent. Can I only buy that? And in the past it was like, oh yeah, hang on a second. It was like, okay, well then go in. And then we'd modify, don't ship this. It was like a hot mess, especially when, you're shipping almost 1,000 plus orders a day, finding that one person that we had that situation, it was just crazy. Mm-hmm. So now, people want to get the discount to bundle up. So now they can build their own bundle and just get 5 or more of the one single thing that they want. And they could basically subscribe and save that way. Yeah.
Right. And if they, you're getting the bundle price for it. So instead of, paying $15 at the per item price, you're buying it as part of a bundle and you're getting that discount of, $10 per item on that product. So you can do it on a single SKU. It doesn't all have to be different SKUs, but basically you can define the max items allowed. So for Steven, if this was the 3 SKU bundle, he'd basically say max items is 3. And when I'm configuring products here, I can configure as many as I want. I could configure up to 25, 30 different products that can be purchased a part of this bundle. But when that order gets created, there can only be 3 products in it. So that's the way to kind of limit the end user to, not just dropping 20 products into this and receiving a discount, is you say, okay, yeah, build this bundle however you want, pick any one of these 20 products, but you only get 3. So that's kind of how he sets that up in there. And then again, you just define all the products that can be purchased within this. For him, he does the one-time paired product, and this is, so the one-time paired product, I'm sorry, we had a conversation about this earlier, but I realized that wasn't on the webinar. The one-time paired product and the way it functions for Steven is each one of his, washes, detergents, enzyme cleaners, they each have their own unique jug because they're refillable packets. He just sends you the packet. That's the whole purpose of it. It's green. It's, eco-friendly. So he needs the ability to know if the consumer has received that product before. And that's how the one-time pair works, is we will basically look at that customer record and say, have they received this SKU before? If they have, don't include the one-time pairing. If they have not, include the one-time free product. This is always free, as it says here in here. It'll basically include this product free of charge the first time the customer has received it. So if you have something that always needs to be delivered to the consumer as part of another product, you would set that up as a one-time pairing.
Hey Greg, we have a question. Can it be configured to show as pick 3 items, but 1 from each of these 3 categories, for instance, rather than just pick 3 from this list of 10?
We have not really built in categories into this. We do have, the concept of categories within products in our system. So, that definitely sounds like an interesting question. Is, to the end user, you could probably accomplish it. But yeah, that's a good question. Something that we should probably talk about a little offline.
That's similar to like the butcher box offer, right? So when you're creating your butcher box, or I think that's the only ones I've seen that do that. And Colin, I'm curious to see where other, where that's coming from. But like in Butcher Box, you can like, hey, pick from this category of, cheap meat, medium grade meat, and filet mignons, like the premium meat, and you can mix them, like build your Butcher Box within that. Oh, cool. So there you go. So Butcher Box is like, I think they're the only ones that I've seen that do something like that. It's really, really, really cool. I think we had a conversation about that with you guys and my lead developer, and I think that was something that was possible. So,
yeah, for actually some of the new initiatives you're trying out, we will have to leverage that category functionality to be able to, pull products within a certain category.
Cool.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah, really good.
So right now it is, you kind of define the products that are available within this bundle. And then, again, it could be you as the business that's picking the products. But the way this works, when somebody places a new order, and let's say they have a bundle and they have SKUs, 1, 2, and 3 in that bundle, that order is set to recur in 30 days. In between that now and 30 days, they have the ability to go in, whether it be like Steven, he runs a full member portal, and he'll show this after, which will make a lot more sense. Allow your consumer to log in and, change what they want in that next bundle. They say, yeah, this bundle was great, but next month I want more of this or less of this, or I want to try this product out. And that's, you have the ability to update the next recurring products within that bundle up until that recurring date.
Cool. So that's product bundles. That's a very, very common and successful offer type that Steven's going to show you guys later exactly what that looks like to his customers. The next very also successful offer type are this idea of upsells, cross-sells, and downsell offers. So why don't we talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, and upsells, cross sells, downsells, they're really products. How you display them on the offer page is really, it's a flow thing. And Steven's the expert at that, so Steven's, just take it away.
I mean, I can take that in so many different directions, right? We've tried, so because we really built our company and our movement on, giving people stuff for free, not for the sake of like trickery, but to really, build that initial trust. And I think, let me talk on that for a quick second. I think there's some value to that. You mentioned earlier, Greg, about, free trial being like, it's low risk. People take, high take rates, high conversion rates. But I'll also couple that with, you also have the highest churn rates when you do free plus shipping and free trial, because people aren't making a big investment, right? And I think guys that are in the Nutra space, the game, right? Send a free trial, 14-day trial, 30-day trial, or a 7-day trial, a small little package or something. You don't have a big financial commitment, so you get really good front end, but then you don't really create sticky customers. So there's like that juxtaposition between how do you attract your dream customer but also getting really high conversion rates. And then the way that we really combat that, because it's like it could be the same human being, right? The same person is a sticky customer, is not one. And it really comes down to psychology of the user. The thing that we really leverage a lot is, because we're in a female market, from color, font, design, copy, love, community, inclusivity, being part of a movement, good for your family. So we lower that barrier of entry with a free trial, free plus shipping, but we really kind of combat, that churn by bringing people into something, bringing people into closed Facebook groups and things like that. Anyway, so that's something I want to talk about earlier. But as far as like upsells on the back end, I believe we're on a call with some very astute marketers. Like this isn't, hey, I think I want to be an internet marketer when I grow up. So I don't want to, talk at like a first grade level, but common things, sell things that are congruent. We've tried a lot, like, for example, going from physical to digital on the back end. When we're physical goods are like, hey man, we really need a higher average order value in order to turn cash around to reinvest into traffic and bigger media buys. So like, hey, let's do some digital offers, right? Let's create a package, a bundle of digital products. We tried so many things to make that work, and maybe it's because we're just not good, but we never got it to really work at a level where, we could turn the cash around. And one of the questions that came up earlier was like buyer fatigue. That it didn't matter what we did from, page 1 of 3, 1 of 4, when people got to that digital product, because there was no like congruency between laundry, a product, more of the same thing. And we broke that pattern of congruency. Our bounce rate out of the funnel, it didn't matter what we did, it was astronomical. So we failed so many, and we're talking about, thousands upon thousands of conversions through that funnel, and we could never make it work. So congruency, I think, is absolutely paramount, bringing people through that. And I'm, living example of that, that kind of quintessential funnel of, here, I'm going to sell you this one thing, and I'm going to sell you more of that same thing, and then I'm going to sell you more of the same thing. There's a reason why that works, is because people they made a buying decision on a product, on a service, on a thing. By selling them more of the same thing, if they say no to that, they're kind of like going against their own psychology and saying, I made this buying decision. By saying, no, I don't want more of the same thing, you're basically saying, no, I made a mistake in the first place. And you have all those really good endorphins popping. So that's why that style of a funnel really works well, is because they've already made that commitment. But in my case, I just can't sell the same thing over and over, because then I'll have no membership. It'll be like a big e-commerce site. So, to me, congruency was really important, to bring things that complement the original offer, right? Some of the leaders in our space, give people what they want, sell them what they need. And the congruency is really, really important. So whether it's upsells or downsells, cross sells, I say congruency I'll stop saying it. It's really important.
So you don't do a lot with, offering a cross sell that's kind of unrelated to the initial product that's purchased. It's usually within the same realm of the.
I tried it. I've tried it so many different ways, different times. And we have other products. We do a non-toxic sunscreen. We do insect repellent. We have a space freshener. We have other non-toxic products, every time we've tried to bring those, even on the summertime, hey, we got the summertime special. Like, I don't even try it anymore. It's not even worth it, because again, you're coming in on this. Think about that user journey. Like, it makes sense to me, right? Hey, it's non-toxic, it's safe. But
Right.
you just came off of an ad, you came off a blog post, you came off an affiliate email, you came off a native ad, depending on the psychology of that user through that whole journey. I just got told that, conventional laundry products are dangerous, right? You're leaving residual chemicals on my body. I need to detoxify my laundry. Whatever that kind of persuasive message that brings you through. And now it's like, all right, now stop. I'm going to tell you about sunscreen. Wait, what? Like, it's like, so there is some parallels, but it's like way out far off. So now, I'd rather like bring you through that. Then at the end, take you to an offer wall where it's like, hey, do you want to learn about non-toxic sunscreen? Start that process. There's a guy, Todd Brown is like, hey, when is a buyer done buying? When they say they are. they're done buying stuff when they say they're done. So, and again, so what we've tried in the past, which worked really well, is having that thank you page, that order confirmation page, like, hey, thank you, welcome, we love you, it's coming out next day, is now you can add some scarcity of like, hey, you can get this opportunity on this not like semi-related product, and we can get it in this box. But now, like, you can start that cycle of learning, bringing people through a whole new process after the congruency happens. And that's worked for us in the past. We're not currently doing that right now because we're just scaling at a pace that we want to make sure we can execute. But that's how I would bring in kind of semi-related or non-related offers, is like on the confirmation page, because then you can start the education and the value creation process after they've made those buying decisions.
Right. Now, do you typically do that, completely post checkout? Like, I've already submitted my information, you've collected all my order information. Now I'm going to, reroute you to somewhere else. Or do you kind of do that through the, the cart?
It's interesting. So, now that we're with you guys, and we've migrated over, a lot of those other kind of things that we did in the past, we'll start bringing into now that, we have a full working knowledge of the API. And we'll be building that. So now we have the credit card on file. We have the user, we have them identified, and a lot of that will happen in our membership portal, right? So we'll have people, once they auto log in, we'll have like an offer wall within our membership site. So now we can start running scarcity campaigns, like, hey, like a flash, like a summer sale, in about 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, the sunscreen day is over, right? Unless you're in sticky Tampa, Florida, which I don't know how you live there, by the way. God bless you.
It's hot.
I'd rather the 8 feet of snow in Michigan. But needless to say, like the sunscreen market, the bug repellent market, that season is coming to an end. So yeah, so we'll do like those flash sales, but now that'll happen on our membership site, right? So, username, password, all that stored, make the user journey super easy. One click, add that, ship now. That's another option. Like, you talked about, the different billing options, like with you guys now we have, ship now. People run out of stuff because our use case is different, right? It doesn't matter. People use like my type of product. There's no way to formula to do it. Some people just like use 3 caps because that's what grandma did. And other people like measure because that's what the directions say. It's like completely different.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's how I approach kind of.
And a lot of time with a product like yours is there isn't really a waiting period. It's, I'm out of detergent. I need detergent. I can't wait, 11 days for my subscription to recur. I need it right now. So depending on, how necessary your product is.
Cool. Okay, so now we've covered probably a lot of the common non-promotional offer types. So the next set of offer types that we want to cover are promotional offer types or incentivized buying offer types. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 7 or 8 different promotional offer types here. We're obviously not going to show you how to configure every single one of them, but if you do want to see how to configure a specific one of these in your LimeLight platform, please put that in the Q&A box. But for now, we're just going to go through what these offer types are, use cases, and then Steven will share which one of these he uses and how he uses them successfully in his business. So
yeah. And yeah, I won't bore with the configurations, but we do have a prepaid offer. And what this allows you to do is have a one-time billing event with future shipping events that have already been paid for. You see this a lot in SaaS, but it's moving more and more towards, e-tail, retail. But you see a lot of times that if you have a particular product and to just ease that purchase is, I want to pay for the next 6 months of delivery on this product. I want to pay all of that up front. So instead of paying, $20 each month over 6 months, it's just going to be $100 up front. And by doing so, as I just did there, is you actually received a $20 discount from that. So we have a prepaid offer within our system. We do have a full documentation of all these offer types and how to configure them as well. So, we can definitely assist you on that if that's something you're interested in. But you'd basically be able to decide on intervals of time as well as a discount that can be applied. So, you can buy 3 months worth and receive $10 off, 6 months worth, receive $20 off, 9 months worth, receive, $25 off. That can be a dollar amount or a percent. But it basically would give you a one-time charge, 5 future shipments, and then another charge, 5 future shipments. And you basically have the ability to auto-renew at the end of that prepaid term or stop it at the end of that prepaid term. Subscription discounts, I kind of touched upon when we looked at the offer, is based on the billing model that's being selected. You can offer an incentive to use that billing model. So I'm going to offer a straight sale, full price of the product, but if you buy a 30-day, I'm going to give you a 10% discount. One-time pair product we talked about quite a bit. Go ahead.
Subscription discounts. I mean, another problem, a term that you guys are probably more familiar with is like subscribe and save that Amazon has trademarked. So it's a very similar concept. Just throwing that out there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's incenting people to get on a subscription versus just buying it as a one-time. So, and the one-time pair product we've already talked about enough. One-time rebuild discount. This can be used as a number of different ways. Is you can do this to kind of put a tool in your customer service's back pocket. As if somebody calls in looking to cancel, give them up to 50% off on their next recurring billing. Sometimes you'll do this for loyal members. You'll say, hey, you know what? You've been on this subscription for 8 months or a year. Yeah, I'm going to give you your next month. I'm going to give you 75% off your next month's billing. You can use it a number of different ways, but it's basically giving somebody a discount on one of their recurring subscriptions that just drops off after that, so they go back to the full price. Promo coupons, again, it's just coupon codes that we have within our system. This is great for use of our segments feature within our system. So if you want to target a certain group of customers and do an email blast out to those customers, sending out a promo code or some sort of marketing that you want to have a promo code centered around of, come visit and get 20% off your first month's purchase. You can do that through a promo code. We also have a great coupons dashboard, so you can see how those coupons are being utilized and, sort of your bottom line of how it's eating into your net profit or helping your net profit in the end. Custom pricing. So if you want to run a specific offer that has a different set of price than the product price, you can override product price at any level through API within our system. So you have a particular group of customers, or you maybe have a specific set of pricing that you'll allow your members to get, but not an average customer. So somebody's in a member portal and I want to give them certain pricing on products that not everyone received. Custom pricing is the way you can do that. And then we have gift subscriptions. This isn't really a offer type. It's more a order level thing. So you have a particular offer and you want to allow I want to allow Valentina to purchase this product for Steven. So she can then come in, purchase a product for Steven. He can then receive an email, saying, hey, Valentina purchased a product for you. This also supports a, 500 character custom message that Valentina could say, hey, Steven, happy birthday. I bought this for you. And that can be tokenized in all of our email templates. So gift subscription is really an order level flag that allows you to, have a different shipping address and billing address, and also can support a recipient email as well as a customized message for that gift.
Yeah, something I just wanted to touch upon with gift subscriptions is, like Greg said, it's not necessarily an offer type quite per se, but it is an awesome and a really successful way to acquire new customers, because you're letting them get a free taste of what your product can do for them. And hopefully, if your product is good, once they get a free taste, they'll want to sign up for their own subscription. So
I didn't even know you guys did that. And then we talked about this last week. I was like, you guys do, like, literally, I have my copywriters and my designers were already building an entire email automation sequence and funnel just to bring people through this. And we're going to build it. I think it's awesome. I didn't even know you guys did that. So yeah, it's going to be kicking.
Steven, do you use any of these promotional, or how you said, incentivized buying offer types?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's like I mentioned earlier. So we don't do like a prepay and then ship later. To me, in Nutris, small dimensional wage, first class mail, it's not really a big deal. But when you're shipping bigger boxes like we are, and we break that 2-pound range, we really want to get as much into that initial box as we possibly can. So we really don't do a prepay, but we kind of incentivize you to buy more months in advance, and we'll include those refills in your initial box. Again, incentivize people to buy more up front. We're looking at our analytics, looking at our lifetime value, looking at our number of rebills. We wanted to, I'd rather get, a lot of that up front from the consumer, right? So for 2 reasons. One, we can create a lot of value for the consumer. Either I'm going to give that money to the postal service, or I'm going to give it to my member. I'd rather give it to my member than give it to the postal service, right? And we're very transparent about that. So that's one, we want to create value for our members. And 2, we want to be able to turn cash around so we can reinvest into growth, right? Reinvest infrastructure, traffic, and so forth. So we do that. Subscription discounts, we don't do that. I mean, we basically, you buy more, you get it cheaper on the bundles. But we try not to cheapen our brand. Like, we're not a coupon. I don't believe in coupon shopper, attracting a coupon buyer, because once you condition a buyer to buy on a coupon, you've now conditioned a buyer to buy your stuff on a coupon. So we don't really do that. And I mean, pretty much everything else there, we do that, right? I think we've already talked about it.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously this is not a full list of the promotional offer types that you can offer. There's these are just the ones we cherry picked, but some other ones that I know, Steven, you said you use, like buy one, get one free, offer free shipping. Like, there's lots of creative ways that you can offer promotions. So those are kind of our 16 common offer types. So if you guys have any questions about those specific offer types, shoot them in the Q&A box. The next thing that we're going to talk about is, right, so now you know lots of different ways that you would be selling. What are some best practices when creating your offers?
Do you want me to take that one?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you take that, actually?
So, yeah, I mean, know your customer is something I'm very passionate about. I mean, how many people are your phone rings, it's a caller ID rings, you don't know who it is, you're like, okay, I'll pick it up, I'll see who it is. And it's like, hey, can I speak to da-da-da-da-da? You're like, yeah, this is me. Hey, would you like, we have this service and we like to build you a website. I'm like, do you not know who the hell I am? Like, you haven't taken the time to even look at who I am, and you're selling me website services when clearly everywhere on the planet Earth, people know that that's what we do. We build websites. So knowing your customer, I can't emphasize how important that is. And we get really granular. Like, we name the person. We have, what are their fears? Who are their enemies? And when you really get to know the power of one, I have a friend of mine, Ejan, who's just an absolute genius copywriter. I remember, meeting with him, and he was like, the power of one. Think of like the big brands like Colgate, right? They don't want to like own the toothpaste. When you think of they don't want you to think about toothpaste in Colgate. They want to own the word cavity, right? They get like super granular, right? So when you think of the word cavity, you think of Colgate, Minty Fresh. Or you want to think about like Crest, right? So they want to own that one second of the day. They want to democratize that 1 millisecond of your life that you can assimilate their brand with that moment. And that you really have to know your customer in order to do that. So I can't emphasize, and that's, hours of conversation, how to drill down, there. So putting the buying decision in the hands of the consumer, man, again, like if you look at what we've built, it's all about the consumer, right? Giving them the flexibility, because some people want control. Some people want to make it easy. Some people want to auto bill. Some people want to, just want to buy and not have any more. So the more flexibility you give people, and let me qualify that, in different pages, in different steps, right? Because again, we've tried that. It's like, hey, here's the ocean that we've just boiled. Go figure it out. You have no conversions. But if you keep people focused on one thing at a time. So when it's like, hey, you want to build your own box, it's like the build your own box journey. Buy a prescribed box. Here is your prescribed box journey. A free plus shipping, here's your free plus shipping journey. It's not everything on one big thing, because then you have, a confused mind says no. Packaging, right? That's what our whole thing is, packaging and bundling. So your customers are, all these are really self-explanatory. Timing, where people are at in that journey. And we talked about that earlier when, if you're in the mindset to buy laundry detergent, don't sell insect repellent. If you're selling a weight loss supplement, don't sell an erectile dysfunction supplement, right? Will that person typically buy those things? Yeah. In the same sitting? No, right? So bring people along a journey, when it's the right time for them. And make it easy to make customers, make it easy for customers to make changes. I think we've built a really world-class membership site for that reason. And by doing so, our churn rates have plummeted, by building a really easy way. And now we're even designing a mobile app, which will be using, your API, where people actually have their own mobile app where they can upgrade, downgrade, mix, match, ship now, delayed billing, set their next frequency date instead of a frequency level. Hey, you can say, I want things every 2 months, but I want it to ship on August 6th, right? So the more flexibility on that you give the consumer, they feel empowered, right? They feel empowered, and when people feel confined, the easy solution to the consumer is cancel. It's quit. It's churn. That's the easy thing to do. Because if I can't do what I want to do, it's so much hi, my name is Jane. Oh, my email address is janedoe@, and they have to go through the whole process. Nobody wants to do that. They don't want to do that. So it's easier to say cancel. I'll come back when I want to, right? Because then I'm in control. So the more flexibility, the more control you give to the user, the stickier the customer, the stickier the member you'll create, because now they're in control and they feel empowered. So, there you go. There's a list.
Nice. And one of the ones, Greg, I know you wanted to say was about the being strategic with your pricing and just in general with your offer types. Stephen has already said this a few times, he's tested these things, right? So we just want to,
and that's where, running multiple offers really allows you to A/B test. You can test at different price points. You can try offering a discount here. I could maybe try a different frequency with the trial here on this particular offer. And it kind of allows you to track that at a granular level to see, where are your customers buying the most? And also, I'm going to draw this group of customers into this offer type because, again, I know my customers over here want to buy in this way, but then customers over here might not want to buy in that way. So you could sell them at a different price point.
Especially if you're running affiliate traffic, right? Another really cool thing that I recommend, companies to do is communicate with your traffic source. If you're buying media through an affiliate and that affiliate runs lots of free plus shipping offers, well, if that's what that consumer and they've tested their traffic and that's what really works, and do that. We have other media sources that free plus shipping doesn't work. We have a really engaged buyer list and they want to spend money. Well, then don't give them a free plus shipping. Create a sticky, high AOV customer right out of the gate because that's what their traffic is used to. So,
exactly.
Reverse engineering your traffic source is so overlooked. Not many people do that. It's hey, I just have a really high converting offer. Well, yeah, to who, right? So traffic source is pinnacle, especially if you're running affiliate CPA traffic really, especially the bigger guys, right? That can push volume, and they have segments of their list. I'm going to try this segment, does this. It's if you're paying a CPA to an affiliate, well, it's in their best interest that it converts, right? And if you guys put a little extra legwork in, a little more communication, build some custom landers so that user is coming off of an email, coming off of a native ad, coming off of something, giving that congruency to match the audience, man, is like, those are game changers. It's hard to do when, someone's, oh, I've got like 23,000 people on my email list. I think I'll get like a 5% click-through rate. Well, clearly that sometimes is really hard to scale the smaller opportunities. But the guys that can push like volume, then you build really strong affiliates, because they're like, man, you're willing to do the extra mile to make sure that my user, my tribe, my traffic actually gets served well and converts. That's how you build strong relationships and strong partnerships. So
right.
Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So those are some best practices for creating your offers. And now, Doug, actually, well, really quickly, I know Doug, I just wanted to make sure that we addressed Doug's question. He had asked about analytics and tracking the success of your offers. So let's just briefly touch on what are some of those key metrics to track.
Yeah, and I mean, Steven's talked about a lot of them. Average order value comes in a lot. You really want each order, and it depends what kind of offer you're running too. If you're running, a risk-free trial, average order value is not going to, probably be as playable as something like, rebill percentage or in-trial cancellations. But if you're dropping somebody into a subscription and they're paying up front, you want to know how much is each order worth for you. And especially when you start doing things like upsells and cross-sells and downsells, that's the real true success of how successful those cross-sells are you actually increasing the average order value of a per customer order? Other things play into this. Steven likes the return on ad spend. Sort of a return on investment, but more towards your CPAs, your Google ad traffic, wherever you're really driving that traffic source from, is you want to know you're getting a return on that over the lifetime of a customer. So that's another metric you can track. And, Steven, I'll let you talk a little bit more about how you use some of these in your business as well.
Yeah. So, that lifetime value of the customer, right? Knowing how much you're going to get, how much your average customer spends. The challenge that we've always had, especially like in the last year of our growth cycles, is that our LTV is just never accurate, right? Our average lifetime value is never accurate because we're growing it. We've been growing for such a while now at such a pace that the aggregate number has always been skewed low because we're scaling so quick, right? So that's like a moving target. So we don't pay a whole lot of time, a lot of mention to LTV. Because if you're adding 1,000 new customers a day, your lifetime value is going to be junk because you just added so many new people that you really don't know in cohort what that looks like. ROAS is a big deal for us, right? Because, we're in a commodity market. We've just raised prices, which has been really, great. So we've just raised prices and we've actually seen an increase in conversions. And
right.
Yeah, so it's actually true. It happened. Even in laundry. So, but even still, we're in a commodity market where people are very price sensitive. You know what stuff costs because you're going down the supermarket aisle. So for us, that return on ad spend is a big deal because then we know how hard we can push the gas. Typically before this kind of these new offers and the new funnel that we've launched, with you guys, I typically had to wait 60, sometimes 90 days, depending on traffic source, to break even on the customer. Now we have customers with us for 2.5 years. Like we create very, very sticky customers. But we were waiting so long to turn that cash around, it was really hamstringing us the ability to push the gas. So, ROAS has been a really key metric for us to keep an eye on because we can go upside down in a minute at scale if you can't turn around your ad spend fast enough. AOV is really, ads, AOV and ROAS work really, strongly there. Trial conversions, we've always had it really, on the front end stuff really well. In trial cancellations, when we were running the reverse continuity stuff, shipping this whole big box, our in-trial cancellations was a nightmare, right? When we only did one thing, again, like one trial of one thing, our in-trial cancellations, like gone, way low single digits. So we're really healthy there. Churn versus net churn. And this is something that if any LimeLight members have not had a chance to talk to Chad, who's on the LimeLight team, that dude is freaking ridiculously smart. I love talking with Chad. He's so brilliant. So, churn is such a, what does churn mean, right? I had these, on a monthly basis. Is it weekly churn? Is it daily churn? So churn could be, it depends on what you're dividing into, but net churn, which is something that we look at a lot, is more important than just churn, because that could be a moving target. Is if you're acquiring 100 customers today, how many did you lose today? So ideally, you're always gaining more than you're losing. So you're constantly in and up. The hockey stick is still going up. Where churn doesn't always give you those numbers. So net churn is, this is what your customer count is, and you're constant and hopefully adding to that. Typically, since I invest in companies, I buy companies, I own a lot of companies. We're launching more companies on LimeLight right now. Is if a company over like a 2 or 3 month period is not acquiring enough to actually keep that momentum going forward, it's typically an indicator that there is trouble in paradise. It's time to start fertilizing. We're about to start pushing daisies. So how do you, again, look at that net churn? That's a number that, CEOs, controllers, CFOs need to look at on a regular basis to make sure that you're actually heading in the right direction and not losing more than you're acquiring. There you go.
Nice. So these are obviously, again, like probably not a holistic list, but so we cherry picked kind of the key ones that, depending on which offer types you're running, the metrics that you should be tracking. So now I would love, I think one of the things that we've all been waiting for is to show you what some of these offer types that we've gone through today actually look like in real life. So Steven's going to share with us, take the screen share away, and show us what some of these offers actually look like to his customers. So what do those bundles, for example, look like when an end user is actually seeing them? Or what do some of those promotions, buy one, get one free, look like? So Steven, if you want to share,
Sure.
share your screen.
I know we've been doing this for a couple hours now, so I'm not sure how everyone's anybody's feeling froggy or not. But I'll share a couple things. So here's our main page. This is one variant that's up there right now. Above the fold is claiming that 50 free loads. We have a bunch of different opt-in pages that we're split testing right now. We basically have succumbed to the fact that we have everything as an opt-in funnel, because when we get the micro commitment, it works better. Other markets, opting in for stuff doesn't work as well. It's something, again, I have to test. I want to go through that build your own box page.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really interesting. We actually just released that UI just a short time ago. So here are the prescribed bundles. So again, we try and make it easy for people. So here's the, a medium, a large, or a small. And you can, pick, which one you want, and you want scented or unscented. And then based on what you chose, you then go right into the cart. But here's your own custom bundle. And something that we just started doing is via email. If somebody opts in, right, and they don't convert, now we're actually bringing people directly to your build your own box page in the cart abandonment series. So if you've opted in, but you have not converted, well, why? Like, hey, maybe I don't want fabric softener. I don't want, what the heck is an enzyme stain remover? So, because, up until this, we've only given people a prescribed bundle, like, hey, you choose this and then I'm going to ship it to you. And then you could modify away from it in the future. But now we're giving people that flexibility. So how the cart works, so it's based on how many you buy. So now here are all of our different SKUs. So I can just add, 2 of these or 3 of these. And, now I have 10 things, and now I just go straight through, and now I'm at the cart. This is what I'm getting. And now I go to convert, right? So super simple journey on the build a box size. We have, again, a lot of different split tests running on the carts, and left, right, up, down, vertical, and as well as for mobile display. But so far, this checkout screen, I believe this is the one that's winning our test. This is so now once you've gone through that upsell sequence and you've logged in, this is the welcome page when you log in. So up until this point, I went through and I got the free plus shipping, and then I bought a couple more of the downsell, and I said no to all the other things I want to show you guys. But so here's a summary page, and this is, again, we looked at historically some of our former membership sites on former tools that we've used before our LimeLight build. Until now, our support tickets have gone, as far as membership, hey, I don't know how to do this. Support tickets have gone like through the floor, like so amazing. So on this welcome page, we give people, they can change their frequency to, 30, 60, 90 days. I'm out of soap. I can ship this now. And now, order gets, sent over to logistics. And now that order goes out, order notification. I want to modify the box. It's a very similar UI to the build your bundle page, because here's what I'm getting. So I'm subscribed to the small box, but I want to upgrade, right? I want to get, 3 of these, and I want, this dry range looks really cool. And I do want sunscreen, and I want to change my frequency to 90 days. I could save all that. And now on the back end, everything is reconfigured. I'm now part of the large box. I'm getting the same things I did before. I got the laundry detergent, but now I'm paying $9 a unit versus $18 a unit. And this is all API driven. This is a full custom build. All the notifications that are coming, getting called out of your notification piece. Account summary, order history, payment method. They can update their payment method, shipping address, change their personal information. I didn't realize this was a thing, but women do change their name when they get married. In the past, we didn't build for that. It was a hot mess. So you can change your name, update your password, live chat with us, or, fill out a form. So this is our new membership site. We definitely have a lot more work to do here, and again, building, offer walls and ways. We're launching a couple new lines, surface cleaning lines, an actual bar soap, bath and body line. So we're going to be rapidly expanding our offerings this year, which is going to create new front ends, new upsell sequences, like a new membership, site. We're going to have categories. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's coming in the MyGreenFills ethos in the next 6 months. But yeah, so this is what we've built, and so far our members love it, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven, I was just curious that when you were saying that upsell sequence with the video, do you have an example of that?
Well, here is our thank you page that I went to actually create my password. So let me go through, see if the session is stored.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right, so here we go. So here's, exclusive offer 2 of 4. I think I'm about to get kicked out. All right, so the first one is not going to be there. So based on the session cookie, but as you can see here, we have like, hey, exclusive offer 2 of 4. The first video is all about like, hey, in the next 4 screens, I'm going to share with you things that are not available anywhere online. It's only here and now, and here's why it's not available online. We're already shipping you this box. So since I'm already shipping you this box, I want to be able to create so much value for you, because in the future we can ship you stuff, but now I can pass all the shipping savings directly on to you. So here's a couple, different variants. So this one is, buy 2 more, get one, buy 2 more of that, the downsell, and get 1 free. If they chose one of the other bundles, it'd be, different ones there.
That's really cool. Yeah, I've never seen it done that way.
Yeah, so here's the 4 of 4. So here's the big ass box. There's a ton of laundry products. And again, here, we're only displaying the refills because this is all you're getting. And you get a huge savings. Like, hey, you could save, $157 on stuff. Now, we have some people that are doing that and canceling. Okay. All right. Like, either I was going to create all that value for you in 7 months, or I've just shortened all that cycle. You store it up because the Armageddon is coming, and you want to make sure you never run out of laundry detergent in the event of nuclear holocaust. And I've saved you a ton of money, and now I can turn that cash around and go evangelize our message faster. So everybody wins, right? Nobody loses, everyone wins. So another cool thing here, again, is all of our pages are customized to the person's name,
Mm.
right? So as they're going through, we're calling out their name through that whole journey. So yeah, we try and make it as unique and custom to the user as we possibly can.
Yeah, one of the best practices, know your customer.
Know your customer.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. And I'm just going to grab the screen really quick because I wanted to share some offer types that, examples that Stephen didn't share. So an example of prepaid offer, which is one of the ones that Greg covered earlier. This is a quick example of what that would look like to an end customer, right? You can purchase, you have that regular month to month, but then you can do a 3-month prepay, 6-month prepay, 12-month prepay, and also a good example of that subscribe and save, right? If you're doing a 3-month prepay, you give a bigger discount than if you're doing a 12-month prepay. And this is Rob Weiss's, so another LimeLight client. This is an awesome way to do prepaid. And then the other one that I wanted to show that Stephen didn't speak to was gift subscriptions. So here you go. I already got a promotional offer while I was on this screen. But a gift subscription, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like, right? This company, Monthly Clubs, they're not a LimeLight client, but you can join or give a gift. So if you click join or give a gift, join or give this specific subscription. It's pretty simple, right? You pick, like, is this a gift and what assortment, the number of shipments. You can include, a message that you're sending to the person you're gifting the subscription to. So just wanted to show you guys what that actually looks like in real life. So I know that we've shared a lot of content and material on this webinar. So there's a few of you guys still hanging with us. If you have any questions for myself, Greg, or Stephen, now would be the time to ask.
Well, I think you bet Stephen that this wasn't going to take over an hour, so I think
I said there's no way.
I know. Well, we're gonna share the recording with you guys, and you can rewatch things that you missed. And there's really lots of great content, 16 different offer types, best practices, metrics to track, and we showed you what it looks like in real life. And thank you so much again, Stephen, for joining us. Really couldn't have done this without your expertise.
We love you guys.
We love you too.
And we will have that documentation all put together kind of because I didn't want to bore too much with the configuration. I know we got into a lot of the configuration steps, but we will have a full document for all these different offer types and all the different steps for configuring the offer types as well. So look forward to that in our help center.
Yep. So you can actually learn how to set up each of those offer types within your own LimeLight platform. So,
yep.
Okay, don't see any more questions. So I think we're good for today. Thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate those of you that stuck around, and have an awesome rest of your day, and look forward to the recording.
Thanks, Stephen, for joining us again.
My pleasure. Appreciate it, guys.
Bye.